Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. Yesterday, we got a report from Hoops Hype talking about the Pascal Siakam trade, which we haven't talked about. It looks like those talks are on hold. At least that's what the latest we heard from Shams Charania. But this talked about why they went on hold. So the rumored offer that from Charania, which I trust, first round pick, AJ Griffin. Who was the other? Was it
DeAndre Hunter?
DeAndre Hunter. All right, so that's a pretty fair deal. Supposedly, the guys that the Hawks took off the table from this report from Hoops Hype is Kobe Buffkin, their first-round pick from this season. Now, I don't know if that's an add-on to what they were already offering or if they didn't want to switch Griffin and Buffkin. I mean, we obviously don't have those details, but at least from my perspective, if Kobe Buffkin that was all that was holding this deal up, questionable events.
So, I know they were talking about there were some first round picks included. And I guess you really can just consider him like another first round pick. But I just think it's a little confusing that was really I figured AJ Griffin would be the one they really didn't want to get rid of. I think he was blossoming. If you're talking about anybody that's not on the table for me, it's number one, it's Jalen Johnson, and then number two, AJ Griffin. Like those two young guys. Buffkin, I don't understand. You know, the guy was like the 14th, 15th pick in the draft. I would much rather parted with him than Griffin or Johnson. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Whatever, I guess. It seems like it's done. We're past this. We're moving on, and we're going to go into the season with this roster.
Yeah, we're moving on to Cincinnati. I took it kind of as in addition to, so what you just said, DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, first round pick, maybe picks. I don't know exactly. And then Kobe Buffkin in addition to that. And I have no problem, shipping Kobe Buffkin off for Pascal Siakam. I do not. But I do respect the fact that, like, this new regime, this is their first year in full control, that they do have a line that they're not willing to cross. Listen, I don't agree with that line about Kobe Buffkin being it. I don't understand the obsession with him. He's a combo guard, can play with DeAndre Hunter and Trae Young, off ball, little defensive chops. I guess I get it. He's a good, he fits the mold of what the team already has, I guess, but he still's not it. I mean, Pascal Siakam might not resign, and I guess that's a lot to give up. That is a lot to give up for a one-year rental. But if it's instead of, like, they want Kobe Buffkin instead of AJ Griffin, I mean, now I've got a real problem. Because we need to start winning now. I know that Trae Young's under contract for the next 4 or 5 years. DeJounte Murray as well. Quinn Snyder's 5-year contract guy. And we're thinking longer term. I guess I get that. But AJ Griffin is 20 years old and just nearly shot 90, 50, 40. And like you said about Jalen Johnson, the kid, as that our friend Hawks Fan TV loves that, he's a baby LeBron. And that's a little of a bit of a stretch. But he has those tools. He's a point forward type guy. He's a big defender. He's dynamic in transition. And, Kobe Buffkin, no offense, it's not that he can't be a great player. It's the timeline of things right now. You want to go get Pascal Siakam, who's approaching 30, but you won't get rid of a rookie? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it was Kobe Buffkin in addition to what the Raptors already asked, which, again, Kobe Buffkin isn't a needle mover for me, but it's just good to see the new regime have a line that they are not willing to cross.
Here's my thing. I'm tired of giving them the benefit of the doubt because the benefit of the doubt is incorrect. Like, it's incorrect. It's probably the opposite.
But it's a new regime.
It's probably the worst case scenario because this is the Hawks. And for some reason, they think this guy could be an all-star player. Like we've said about every young player that's ever come through this organization, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, just take your pick. Every young player that has ever come on the Hawks. And every NBA fan does this. And so it's not just the Hawks fans that does this, but we got to start realizing that every young player that gets drafted in the first round is most likely not going to be that good. That's just the nature of the NBA draft. There's sometimes only 3 all-stars in a first round. Sometimes there's no all-stars in a first round. And most of these guys are going to bust out and be serving, tables in a few years. Like it's just incredible that like we talk about these things and maybe I just hope to God this whole thing's not true. Because if it is, I just don't even know what we're doing here. And it's like, how many times do you have to have this conversation? I have no idea what the hell this team's doing. So it could be true. It could not be true. This guy could be the worst player in the history of basketball that ever comes into the league. But I can tell you what, I'm not expecting him to be an all-star. I'm not expecting him to be an all-star. So I just why don't we just go and get the all-star player and see what happens? Like, how many times are we going to sit here and just finish with the 8th seed? And this is not just a new thing. This is dating back to Al Horford and Joe Johnson and all those guys. This is who the Hawks have been. Outside of our one magical little Eastern Conference run, we've just been this treadmill team that refuses to go all in, and it refuses. We're just so afraid. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh, we're going to have to do a rebuild. We're going to have to do a rebuild anyways, guys. It's just, what are we doing here?
One of the all-time Hall of Fame memes I saw was it was just a picture of Kobe hitting a game-winning three, and it was Cam Reddish in hypothetical scenarios on this app. Actually, you guys love to be oh, dude, but Cam Reddish can be Paul George. It's oh, well, we could just have Paul George or somebody like that, but this guy could be him. Oh my God, it's like talking to a brick wall. And that's the thing too, is I was cussed out for saying, I was hey, I would be down to trade Cam Reddish for Brad Beal. This was 2 or 3 years ago. Right after they made their run, I'm down to trade this guy. Oh, he's the next Paul George. We can't trade him. Oh my God, he's the next Paul George, and he's on his 5th team in 2 years now, and he's barely on a 2-way contract. It's just I don't understand why people are so thick in the skull when it comes to young NBA players. I don't know what they think the NBA is, but I don't know. They just don't have the eye for talent that they think they do.
Yeah, the Hawks hypothetical team is a dream team. Got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard,
Paul George,
Trae
Kawhi, Steph.
We got baby Kawhi and Paul George joining Trae Young. Onyeka Okongwu's bomb out of bio. It's just hey,
I say that. Don't say that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, everyone, it's always a best case scenario in the hypothetical situations. It's never the fact
we're fans. Who cares? We're fans.
Well, I don't care, but that's what I'm saying. But then people will sit here on this. I will get comments on this YouTube, dude, this guy's so negative about the Hawks. It's of course I'm negative about the Hawks. What have they done to make me not negative? I'm just trying to
the Hawks are the team. Yeah, the Hawks are the team right now that it used to be that it was the Falcons for a long time, but I just wag my finger at and I'm why can't you be like your brother, like the Braves or like Georgia? They just piss me off.
Let me just say one thing and just kind of go against you guys. In this similar scenario, the Hawks wouldn't have had DeJounte Murray had we just listened to Travis Schlenk. And good or bad, that could be the case here where ownership, who probably wants Pascal Siakam for star power and everything like that, have a hands-off approach, and the regime, all the guys who were actually paid to make basketball decisions are the one making the decisions. Because it seems like if it was the former regime, we would have sent Kobe Buffkin, AJ Griffin, Jalen Johnson, anybody the Raptors wanted for this star Pascal Siakam. So maybe take it as a silver lining.
Do we have another hypothetical here from Alex? See, now we got a GM hypothetical. Oh, now they're hands off.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
I just think Quinn Snyder's going to work out, and I think he's the one pulling the string. So yes, benefit of the doubt.
Can't wait till we're the 7th seed again and losing the play-in tournament. I absolutely hate this team.
I'll eat crow.
We're going to dominate the play-in tournament. We're the kings of the play-in.
We are.
That's what the Hawks.
That's where we go, baby.
If we got a trophy for the play-in tournament, we would be stacking the absolute case.
The mid-season tournament might be ours too, baby.
Yeah, I mean that's
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
That's gonna be. Hey, at least we'll have something to celebrate. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just crazy rumors. This team gives me no comments. Coming up after the break, we are going to break down the Big Ten in Week 3 of the college football season.